outside of Osaka, Japanese hibachi and sushi on the west side. 5435 Pearl Drive, I believe, is the address. And we're right across the street from the AMC Theater over there. I've actually got a zoom option on this so I can zoom into the AMC Theater for you guys. We're here for a very special occasion. We are going to be trying Kopi Luwak civet poop coffee, I guess, if that's really what you want to call it. And the process is a little long because I want to record grinding the beans, opening the packages, brewing it in a French press, which takes a little while. And then everybody's going to have some comments, I think. So instead of doing a Facebook Live only, we are going to film this and put it on YouTube. And then everybody can watch it no matter what platform you're on. So we're going to walk inside and... I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Osaka actually has some really good sushi. They've also got ramen and other things on the menu. But this is their west side location, but they've also got a location in Newburgh. So I wanted to give them a little bit of a shout out. But their menu is really, really good. So if you guys like ramen, if you like sushi, if you like a lot of different appetizers and other dishes, you guys need to check it out. Look who it is that just walked in the door.
I'm scared.
And this is Winda, by the way. She probably doesn't want to be on video. There's all our supplies. Can you believe between a restaurant owner and a chef that nobody has coffee cups? So I had to bring coffee cups, and we've got our grinder, and we've got our French press, and we've got the whole thing. Okay, so we've got some things set up here. We had to clear the table, plug in my phone, do all sorts of things. Amy's here in the background, so we'll get her. And we've got our coffee cups. We have got our grinder, and what we didn't have is the French press, because I put all this stuff out on my counter. I had to bring all this from Newburgh. We're on the west side. I had to bring all of this stuff with me, and I get here, and the one thing that I didn't remember, from the chargers to everything else that I brought, I left the French press at my house, so we had to go buy a French press. But anyway, what we're going to do right now, we're going to open this coffee and check out the aromatics. And what we're supposedly looking for is these beans are supposed to look like they're all almost an exact, correct, similar shape. So there's not really any deviations in the shape of the beans, and they have a distinct color. They're more of a tannish green than what you're normally used to seeing with coffee. So we're going to open these up here and see what they smell like and see what they look like, and we might actually. So Amy, if you want to do the honors, maybe pour them out on that. Pour them out on that plate. Everybody's been sniffing the package
smells
before
great.
we open.
No, this smells great through the package.
But I mean, what does it smell like? What are you getting?
It smells like mocha, like coffee and chocolate.
Yeah. See, and that's what I've took some notes earlier because there's some fun facts that I'm going to probably tell you guys while we're brewing this. But chocolate is what a lot of people that have tried it kind of report that it tastes like. So.
We might need a knife to get it open. It's not just pulling open. Or scissors.
Like those matches I gave you. And here comes Winda with the water, the hot boiling water.
Yeah, we're gonna need a knife or some scissors to get the package open. Oh wait, hold on. Oh wait.
Yeah, just tear it with your teeth, like a wolf.
Yeah, I was apprehensive about this until I smelled it, and it smells fantastic. Oh my gosh! Now I'm getting coffee, chocolate, and toasted nuts. This smells good.
So these do look a little similar to regular coffee beans.
Yeah, they are lighter colored though.
They've got a... Yeah, what is this? There we go. When I use my zoom, for some reason, it wants to...
Pretzels.
Go out of...
Pretzels.
Pretzels is what it smells like?
It kind of smells like those malty, like a malty pretzel.
Really good. What do you think? What do you think it smells like?
It smells like a chocolate. It smells like a chocolate covered pretzel. Yeah, it smells like coffee, chocolate, toasted nuts, and pretzels.
And pretzel.
That's crazy. It does not smell anything like normal coffee.
All right, so are we using this entire Are we going to use this entire package?
I don't think so.
I mean, this is 3.5 ounces.
Yeah.
So how much should we?
You probably need like 2 of those scoops full, 2 or 3 of those scoops that come with the thing.
For 3 cups?
Yeah.
This? All right, measure it. You're in
What?
charge. Measure it out.
Okay. You'll need 2 or 3 scoops full ground, so
Yeah.
you'll need more than that unground. But
Oh my gosh, it's going to be dirty. You're touching it with your hands.
oh, I need.
Never
I
mind.
didn't put gloves on.
Never mind the poop that it came from. I think we should just use the whole package. There's 3 of us.
I was gonna put this in there, but I don't know if you need it.
I guess if you take some home, you do.
So I think we should do like a medium grind, we'll say. There was a lot of stuff online that the medium grind came out the best, I guess.
How's it feel?
Does this look like enough, maybe?
I'd do 3 good scoops.
You want a little bit more?
Maybe more.
Amy said you get chocolate, what about after it's ground? Has that changed any?
One thing I notice is the texture is totally different. Look how light it is.
Yeah.
It's not like granular at all. It's almost like sawdust. Yeah, it's still, I don't know. Really, it's chocolatey and toasty.
Right. I mean, I think it smells like coffee. I mean, if
Yeah,
you're walking down the mall and there's a coffee shop there or whatever, I still think it smells like coffee, but it does have a very different.
Yeah,
And so one of the things we wanted to say too, Winda is from Indonesia, so that's why we're at her restaurant, and we wanted to get her opinion and let her try it. So have you ever had this before when you were in Indonesia?
No, it's so famous and it's so expensive. Our local, like, we never really tried this. Like, I don't know. At least I'm not, because it's hard to get and it's so expensive. So I never even think to get it. And after you grind it, it doesn't really smell like heavy coffee at all. Like I usually don't really like coffee because it's strong. It's like make me headache, but this is not.
Well, you'll really not like this because it's poop. So that'll be even worse. Okay, so maybe how do we work this this crazy French press?
well, I will put coffee in the bottom. I guess I'm going to do 1 heaping scoop for each cup. So,
Now you're supposed to be counting like the owl in the Tootsie Roll commercial. A 1, a 2, a 3.
do you want to go ahead and put the water in?
And then Winda pours the water. This is like a whole process here where we
Careful your hand, okay?
It's so fancy that we can't just put. How much are you supposed to put in there for the mix?
Go ahead and fill it up.
Fill it up.
Fill it up?
Well, we're going to get 3 cups out of it. I mean, not like.
Do we need to put more coffee in then?
Yeah. What do you think? You guys are a coffee drinker, like, and you guys make coffee a lot.
Here and there.
Okay. Now we let it sit.
And we have to let it sit. How long do we let it sit for?
Did you say there was instructions?
There was somewhere, and I thought that it was on the bag or this, but
Did you see
apparently
that
not.
on the back of that bag?
We'll get boring and just focus on my computer here. But Kaya Kopi Luwak, which is Civet Cat coffee, you'll be familiar with it, obviously, if you've heard of it from Eater magazine or any of the other places that have written articles about it. But it's featured in the movie The Bucket List with Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman. And Kopi is actually the Indonesian word for coffee, and Luwak is the Indonesian word for a small ferret-like animal that has a resemblance to a cat. And Amy just looked some things up because a lot of people say they're ferrets, a lot of people say they're cats, and they're not really either. And it originates in Indonesia, particularly from the island of Sumatra, Java, and Sulawesi. Luwak has gained worldwide recognition for its distinctiveness and its rarity. It's known as the world's most expensive and most luxurious coffee. I've seen it for $500 a pound. We didn't pay that much for it, obviously. I got a little better deal on it, but we got about, 16 ounces a pound, so I've got about, what, like 11 and a half ounces, I think. We didn't even use all of it, and there's still beans left in the grinder, so we got a pretty decent amount. So, let's see. It's expensive and rare because of the method of production. It's produced from coffee beans which have been partially digested by, fermented within, and then excreted by the Asian palm civet, and then collected. The harvesting of civet beans is very labor intensive, with each bean being individually graded after washing and drying. And one of the things that people did say from some comments that I've seen and whatnot is that these beans are almost all exactly alike. You don't really see a lot of differentiation in them. And apparently there's a way to tell whether a male or a female civet had excreted them. That's what somebody said, and I don't know that that's actually
male or female beans.
Oh, the male. See, I was thinking it was a male or female civet.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But no, if you read it, it's the male or female beans look different.
Okay. Now, the interesting part about why these taste different than normal coffee beans is because the enzymes actually break down the protein base in the bean, and because protein is the element that gives coffee its bitter flavor, the result is supposed to be a smooth cup of coffee without any sort of unpleasant aftertaste. And adding to that is the civet is very particular in the cherries that it eats. It doesn't eat, it eats cherries that aren't ripe or the highest quality, which gives the fruit that it eats more of a quality taste when it's brewed and enjoyed as a cup of coffee. So, we had said I'd seen it for $500 a pound, 20 times more expensive than regular coffee. And one of the things that I wanted to note that coffee is the world's second most valuable commodity, and only oil is above it. And actually, coffee beans are actually not beans, they're fruit pits. And I did want to say, Amy showed me this, or reminded me about this earlier, but on this box, it says, let me get my camera under control here. It says 100% pure Arabican wild Luwak civet coffee. And so this was purchased from a company that sells and collects the beans in the wild, or they collect the beans.
They collect the turds in the wild.
This was purchased from a company that collects the beans in the wild, the civet cat excrement, and I made sure to purchase these beans from a source that was ethically sourced and selected from wild, free-living palm civets in Indonesia. So these cats are not farmed, they are not held in captivity or anything like that. These are from wild, free-living Asian palm civets. And it says if you manage to get your hands on some true Kopi beans, you'll realize they're unique. They have a little bit of a green tint to them. They're earthy, intensely aromatic, and even more flavorful, which we're going to find out about here in a second. And unlike regular coffee beans, the Kopi beans hold a consistent and near perfect shape. And it's basically been described as close to espresso as you can get without roasting it in an espresso machine. So I just wanted to read a little bit of these notes. And a lot of people, have said it's smooth, slightly sweet, nutty, rich and delicious. There's hints of caramel, chocolate, very complex flavors, and you may taste and smell hints of citrus, jasmine, honey, and or chocolate, depending on the batch and the current harvest season. So that's just some of the nerdy information that I wanted to throw into the video while we're brewing our coffee.
I think we're ready to plunge.
I think we're ready, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And here we are.
So it's been in there for a little over 4 minutes, and I swirled it around a couple of times to make sure that the beans were distributed. So here we go, plunging.
You swirled it and distributed the beans, okay.
I was reading instructions online. It says,
okay.
It says to swirl or stir it a couple of times so the beans don't clump up at the bottom, or the grinds, not the beans.
And so I don't know if you guys have ever used a French press, but it brews it. You just put the beans in the water, and then as you press down on the press, it actually pushes the beans down into the bottom and keeps the grounds from getting into your cup.
It's
And
not as
It's a pretty pale color.
yeah, no, it's not as dark as we wanted. Maybe do we put too much water?
It said 2 teaspoons per cup, and we had
Okay.
at least that much.
So, Kopi Luwak cat poop Asian palm civet coffee.
Is it your first time
it's a
too?
light color.
It is a
Do
light
you
color.
want?
Is it your first time trying this? soup?
I've never tried this before, so it's kind of one of my bucket list things. And the other, and Amy might have to go with me, is I want to try fugu.
What?
Fugu, blowfish, which I've found, I think only, you can only find that in like Washington D.C. and New York and some other places like in Los Angeles and whatnot.
Sure.
But flying to D.C. would make a lot more sense than flying to
New York.
L.A. or
Oh,
even
yeah.
New York probably for this. So
Yeah.
Let's go to DC. I want to go to the museums anyway.
so I gotta learn how to work this. It's a nice color.
Yeah, it's not.
It smells
it's
good.
Not as dark as some. It smells good. It smells more like regular coffee now than the beans did.
Right. So what do you think, Winda?
It's not as strong that the regular coffee is. Like
Right.
it's really light. Like
It's got
It
some
smells-
acid.
yeah.
It's got some acid to it. It's got some bitterness to it.
That is smooth though.
Yeah.
That's light.
It's good.
That's not bad at all.
Like even I taste it, have a really bitter of the coffee taste. But this one doesn't have the bitterness to it. Like it's not really bitter, so I can still drink it with a sugar or put a bunch of creamer.
Right. So I had to stop filming to turn the camera around. I don't know why I can't do the selfie mode and when it's filming, but I turned it around and
Well, no, I feel mute, so that's why you don't have to sell.
it is really good. It tastes like a cup of coffee. There's not anything crazy different about it. It's a little light. I probably almost would have put more beans in it myself. I like a
Yeah.
really strong cup of coffee, but it has really good flavors, but it is very light.
Yeah.
And I mean, I do get a little bit of nuttiness. I don't really get chocolate. I don't know, a lot of people have said chocolate, but I don't really get a lot of chocolate. But
we smell it before, but then when you grind it and cook it,
yeah, it's like the odor is not
Yeah.
exactly the same as how it comes across once
yeah.
Yeah,
Once
the
you've
aroma
brewed it,
was
but-
the aroma was much crazier as beans and ground than it
Yeah.
is as brewed.
If we put more to it, it maybe
too
get
strong,
the,
or you think it would get more
no,
of the?
get more the
Right.
chocolate flavor that we smell earlier. It's maybe not as much as.
I don't know. It's good. Is it $500 a pound? Over other things that I've had, probably not. I mean, I've had some pretty good espressos, and I've had some pretty good flat whites. I've had good Americanos, and this is good. But to me, this
It's
is
not.
it's not
worth
crazy
that
different.
price,
Yeah, it's not enough of a difference to warrant that huge
Yeah, I could sit and smell the beans.
cost.
Yeah, I know them.
I could sit and smell the beans all day,
But
but the
then
actual
after-
brewed coffee.
Yes, thanks for the experience. I'm from Indonesia, but I never think to try it because it's like it's expensive. It's just there in Indonesia, like you can find it, but then here it's hard to find. But so thank you for the opportunity to try it.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I mean, I think I'm gonna take a box because I've got 2 of these left now. But I think I'm gonna take a box over to my dad's house and see what they kind of think about it. But no, it's one of those things that I just wanted to try because it's different. I kind of thought it might make an interesting YouTube video, and I figured you guys might be interesting people to try it with. So anyway, so that's our video. I've got to try to edit this later tonight. But the Kopi Luwak civet coffee. So we tried it. We all kind of agree. The smell is more interesting than the taste, I think. And it's it's something to try once in your life, I guess. But would I pay $500 a pound for coffee to drink on a daily basis? No, probably not. But it's like smoking an expensive rare cigar or champagne or whatnot. It might be worth it on a special occasion, or if you have some friends you're trying to impress. But otherwise, it's better than Folgers. But I think that I think I've had some. I think I've had some really good coffee that I've bought even around Evansville. That's probably just as good. It just doesn't have the story behind it. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you later. As always, support local.